Perfect. Impressive.
Hi, so this is going to be my first KZ and general jumps guide. Okay, so first thing you gotta know is pre-strafe. It's shortened to pre, and what you basically do is position yourself like this with your side, and you're just going to do A plus W, or if you want to do it with the other side because it's more comfortable for you, then you do it with W plus D, obviously. When we got that part, the next thing we're going to do is just explain what strafes are. Strafes are basically what you're doing. It looks like this. What it gives you is basically more speed while being in the air, and how you're doing that is, as you can see on the speed panel, you can see the keys I'm pressing, and basically what you're doing is spam A plus D and flick your mouse to the sides. Okay, so as you can see, the stats popped up on the chat, and what it says is that I've got 273 free speed, so that's pretty bad, to be honest. The most common is 275, but you can get maximum of 276, and then you have max speed, which you get by strafing. Then as you can see, you have strafe amount, and also there is height, and this is the most interesting thing for you, because this is sync, short for synchro, and this means basically how you're synchronizing your AD with mouse flicking. And the better you synchronize the moves of the mouse together with pressing the keys, the better sync will pop up to you. So gonna train that so you get as highest as you can. There is also something called Longjump, and what it gives you is that when you press it, it jumps and crouches for you at the same time. Also, it disconnects your W and S keys. So when you have that pressed, you can see I'm pressing W or S, but I'm not going forward or backwards, and that is because this bind disconnects your keys. And well, it helps because you need to disconnect your W to get the maximum 276 spray speed. The second thing I'm gonna explain is B-hops, and you can do it a few ways, obviously. and I'm gonna show which one is the easiest and then which one would be the most effective. So you could do it like do a long jump, but then you Bhop. So you get something like this. It's pretty basic, but it's not very effective. The second technique would be 180, so you basically turn around 180 degrees and you get something like this, and it's the easiest and quite effective way, but it's not the best one. And the most effective way for getting any kind of records would be 360, and it goes like this.
Perfect.
The last Bhop technique you could do is basically connecting the long jump free speed with going to do a 360, and it would look like this. Okay, as you can see, on the chat it says that my freeze rate was too high, and that is why you don't do that for the jump records, because if you get decent enough at this, you will normally get free speed like about 359, and that should be good enough, because the maximum you can get is 360, and you cannot go over that number. So it would need to be even, and you can't really achieve that. So you don't really do that for the records, but more if you want to jump something on a map that is very quite a long jump. For example, 328. Okay, next thing I'm gonna explain would be ladder jumps, and this is from what I know a thing that makes players the most trouble. So I'm gonna try and explain that in detail. So for ladder jumps like this, you basically would be the most effective doing it this way. What I'm doing is going the highest point of the ladder as I can, and then I'm releasing S and pressing W as soon as I can, and that makes me still going up but launching to the side, which means I can strafe like this and turn around, so I get to see where I'm going and get quite high speed, so I can make the jump longer. If it's easier for you, you can position yourself like this, with the very edge of the ladder, so it's easier for you to launch yourself off the ladder, the side, yeah. Okay, so I'm right here. As you can see, this is obviously a ladder, and these are Bhop blocks. So what you want to do is basically this. It's the most effective and easiest way for me. What I'm doing here is going something like this at this point of the ladder, and then what I'm doing is looking to the opposite side of the ladder, somewhere here, and then pressing A and W. I'm obviously doing that quite faster when doing that on runs, and that's because I got used to that. So when you're gonna train that up, you're going to do it pretty much the same. Okay, the last technique for the ladders I'm gonna explain is something when you have a ladder here and then you have a block here or somewhere like close to it, and here behind the ladder, imagine there is a wall. Okay, so what you want to do is you could use this, but it doesn't always work, because for instance on some maps creators are doing the ladders so low that they end somewhere here, and what you gotta do is position yourself like this with your side, and then strafe away from it like this. What I'm basically doing here is going to the highest point of the ladder as always, and then
Rampage.
rafing with my D around, so I can turn myself around and, well, some sort of go from the ladder on the wall to here. Okay, next thing I'm gonna explain is weird jumps. This is basically something like running to a long jump, but then not jumping, but just falling off. What you're doing then is strafe mid-air and get yourself the most speed as you can. As you can see, obviously it says that my pre-strafe is too high, and that is because I was having too much speed before doing the jump. As you can see, now it goes off pretty normal. Well, some players just changed them up for me, so I suppose I'm gonna explain next thing on the next map. I'm gonna show you is Dropbhop, and that is basically a Bhop you're doing, but not from the same height. So you basically get something like this. I suppose I don't have to explain that. This is just basically Bhop, but falling off a higher position. Okay, and the last thing, it will be kind of a bonus because I wanna explain Countjump. Countjump is something that was used in CS 1.6, but it's not useful anymore because you can't use that while running a map. I'm gonna explain what is a Countjump and why are you doing this. So Countjump is basically starting off with strafing like to a long jump, and then you have to add scrolling duck, and that is for gaining pre-speed. You wanna add a jump to this. So now, step by step, you basically run, then scroll down your duck bind, and then to the end adding a jump, and obviously strafes to get the best maximum speed as you can and get a longer jump. But you don't really need to learn how to count jump because, as I said, it's not usable anymore in CSGO. It's more of a show-off jump. Hey, look what I can do. You don't really have any use of doing it. That would be it for explaining the basics of how to do every kind of jump on KZ. I suppose that would be everything I can tell you, and good luck on the maps. See ya.